Hey everybody, it's Jane. Happy Friday. I'm calling this Calamity Jane Friday because that's the kind of day I'm having. Let me check to make sure everything is going where it should. Right? Yay! It is. You ever have one of those days, it's like every time I went to get a supply for this project I want to show you, I forgot something or I got the wrong one and I was just running around like a chicken with her head cut off. Okay, get my text group people, their link, and I was sanding wood. I'm always doing something like that. Let me grab my water. So how is everybody today? Hey, Amanda. Look at that pretty flower. How are you today? It's getting chilly here. And though I don't have a lot of signs around, I really want to make this hot chocolate station. I love hot chocolate. I make my own mix. Hooray! Hey, Nell, how are you? Oh, I love that. Hooray! It's Friday. So I have this piece of wood. Let me show you. My plan changed too. Do you guys do that? You have an idea in your head, then you do something and the whole idea changes, right? So I've got this piece of pine, got it at Home Depot a while ago. My husband cut it down for me. And I was going to have a painted base of a white, like an off-white. Let me close this as it's distracting, very distracting. And before I paint, for a sign, I like to stain the wood. I actually always do that, unless I'm using really old wood, vintage wood, antique barn board or something. I always do. And hey, now I love that little smiley face. So I grabbed what stain I have up here, and I have I use the Amy Howard at home. These are water-based gel stains. They're great. For something like this that you don't want to mix up your own colors and, do all that. Grab these, and I grabbed the Kensington Black, and I put it on the pine, and I actually really love the color. My kitchen is dark wood. My island is actually cherry that's stained black. My backsplash is white honed Carrara marble, so it's matte. And then I have soapstone. So this will go well with it. And I love how it looks on this pine. And usually when you stain pine, it's, it doesn't look so good. So I'm like, oh, I love this. So now I've decided, instead of doing my stencil in black like I was going to do, I'm going to do it in white. And my only concern was that there is some light areas here, with the wood, but this is a big enough opening, right? Big enough that white is gonna really give some contrast. So that's what I'm doing. And I'm gonna attempt to use the mesh stencil again. Try to use the squeegee. Thank you, Danielle. For a lefty. I'm going to try flipping it around. Now remember, when you use these mesh stencils, keep all the packaging. And I have a bucket of water next to me over here on the left. Hopefully I won't step into it when I am done with this today. So these mesh stencils are just what they say, mesh. So and they're sticky. They're sticky on one side. They're really cool. Right? How cool is that? Hey, Deborah. I know. Deborah, you know what? I actually gave it, I used to have a subscription box of Christmas ornaments. Every month for, 12 months a year, you get a kit. And I used to give them a recipe. So I think I did my hot chocolate recipe, so I will. That's a good idea, Deborah. You know what? And I'll say, hey, Barb, we missed you yesterday, and I'm totally bummed that you couldn't get, if anybody's wondering, I have the Surface Anthology membership for furniture painters, decorative painters, and we do a Zoom call, and sometimes Zoom, you never know, it might not work. And I was so nervous, it worked for me, but some people were not able to get on there, and it's really frustrating. All right, now I'm doubling over. Oh my God. I'm gonna make a mess. Okay. So I'm just gonna let that fall over. And now I am gonna sort of line this up. Oh, now it's sticking to my drop cloth here. Hey, Nell. Oh, Nell, you love hot chocolate and new recipes are fun. Absolutely. And mine uses powdered milk. My mother used to buy powdered milk. And when I got that, I laughed. I go, boy, does this bring back memories of my childhood. And she would buy those. Oh, she's the only Italian woman I know, I swear, or knew. I'm so sad my mom passed away in 2017. But she loved like convenience foods, and her sister, she was one of 10. They would all scream, don't eat that. But she would get those powdered mashed potatoes. And she loved that stuff. And she absolutely loved hot chocolate and pudding. Oh my goodness. Which she always burned, and it would burn on the bottom of the pan. All right, now what I'm gonna do is I just do this. I don't have my ruler, so I'm gonna put my finger right at the edge here and go like this. And I need to move it over just a little bit this way. All right, let's see. Like that. Oh, now just a little bit more. Maybe I should have grabbed my ruler. Oh yeah, Nella's saying we always had a big stash of powdered milk for emergencies, right? Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, now, so I'm doing this, and of course you have to get the top straight. So I think, these mesh stencils are new to me, and I know there are people. Now I know, I'm going back to this really quick. I'm not going to get this little motif on, it's my piece of wood just isn't wide enough. So this is good. But I think once you get the hang of them, or once that I get the hang of the mesh stencils, it's going to be fine. Oh, Barb, you love these, right, Barb? So is there, I have to say, Barb, I'm glad you said that. And these are Amy Howard Maker Studio stencils. Sometimes people get discouraged, like with the paint inlays. Like the paint inlays, I got just like that. I just got it, right? And this whole mesh stencil, I'm not getting it just like that. And that happens to everyone with everything. There are going to be things that you're going to get right out of the gate, and they're super easy, and like, oh, why is everybody complaining? And then there's stuff like, that you're just not going to get, and it's going to take a little while, and then you'll get it. So give yourself a little, have patience, give yourself some breathing room. That's what I'm trying to do. Hey, Shannon, how are you? Deborah's saying thank you. We'll need it for our hot chocolate station. Absolutely. Today I think I need a martini station. I was packing orders and I just couldn't get it together. It's like I'm having this frenetic day. You guys ever have that? Where you're bouncing off the wall like a ping pong ball, right? All right. Now, this is the squeegee. Again, Danielle set me straight so I knew what the name of this is. And seems to be designed for a righty, right? Because I turned it in my hand and I turned it over like this. And you don't want this round part down. You want the nice straight part down. So I just flipped it upside down. So hopefully that's gonna work. All right, this is down. Let me grab. Now I'm using the Maker Studio chalk art. I love this stuff. I really, really do. And it's not permanent until you finish it with some wax or sealer or something. And this is called Peace and Joy. All right. Sounds like Ringo Starr when he always says peace and love, right? Okay, so I'm cleaning this off because I've got wood sandings. And I'm going to, and I also, by the way, I brought this out just in case. This is the more inexpensive one, and it's super flat. And if this doesn't work, I'm going to use that. So I'm going to grab some of this and put it down. And hopefully this will work. And it does. I just don't have enough of this paste down. So Barb, you love these. Do you have a favorite way to apply the paint? Do you have a favorite product or paint that you like to use? It's really cool. It's really kind of fun. I feel like you have to be kind of organized, right? And you see me kind of popping around. Don't do that. Danielle, there you are. I've been mentioning your ears must have been burning. I was telling everybody how you helped me with the name of this, the squeegee. And Beth is saying these are the best stencils for me. They're beautiful. So you guys that have used these, share with us. Look at me. What your favorite squeegee is. Do you use this chalk art stuff? There we go. So you have to hold it really flat. Hey, and if you're new, I see some new names. Let me know. And let me know where you're from. Like, I watch people on YouTube use these and they're already done and working on their second one. I think for me, it's really getting used to this squeegee. I'm going to try to use my right hand here. Oh my God. All right. Hopefully, I'm going to lift this and see if I got everything. Oh, Barb is saying, see, I like the white plastic spreader, and you cut them up smaller. And Barb says you use the ink more than the chalk. I'm going to order that next time because I didn't order the ink. I don't know why, but I just didn't get any. So I'm going to grab some of that and put it in the shop. Beth is saying I use their chalk paint. Otherwise, you can ruin this stencil if you use regular paint. Yes, I learned that the hard way, Beth. All right. So, I don't know. Let's see. I've got a lot of paint on this. And I know you're not supposed to go back and forth like I am. Look at that. Yay! It worked. Oh my God, I absolutely love it. It actually worked. Thank you for all your help, everybody. That is so cool. And I was going to do like things on either side, but I kind of like this, just like this. So now I'm going to take my stencil, and I'm sure you all who use these stencils know, we have to put it right into water. So down it goes into my bucket, which I can't reach. Where's my staff? I need a staff. Oh my God. Isn't it cool, Shannon? Oh, thank you. Thanks, you guys. I have to tell you, I love these Amy Howard stencils. I think they're gorgeous. Right, Beth? Cute, huh? And I'm just going to put this up. Whoop, there we go. Look at that. Look at that detail. Oh, doesn't it look great? I mean, it just looks fabulous, and it's really, really quick. Don't leave this open. All right, I'm gonna drop my squeegee, thank you, Danielle, into the water. But I think next time I am, you know what, Barb, I'm gonna try this one because I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like this will be a little more natural. And I got a bunch of them, so I will try cutting it down. But I really love these stencils. I think, as I said the other day, Amy's aesthetic is just kind of goes along with what I really love. And you know, and we all have our favorite companies, right? And favorite products. But I just think that's super cool. And it was really quick and really easy. And the other thing I wanted to tell you guys, I am one of these people that I love, and my brother gets me. Like, my brother makes me, he's in aerospace, believe it or not. He's in sales. He sells, you know, he goes all over the world selling like parachutes and stuff. But he's this amazing cook. And he's the one who started me making hot chocolate mix. But he puts in all this stuff, and he gets antique, you know, canning jars, and he puts it in there, and he fills a basket with mugs and marshmallows and really nice, you know, the peppermint sticks, right? Candy canes. And imagine giving somebody a gift where they have their own sign, right? You give them a little sign with a homemade thing, you know, a canning jar full of mix, hot chocolate mix, a bag of like marshmallows. Oh my God, wouldn't that be so great? So I love that idea. Let's see what Barb is saying here. I never ruined any of my stencils. Yay, I did, Barb. Oh, because I didn't read the directions, and I just couldn't wait to, you know, this was a couple of years ago, and I ruined the stencil. Barb is saying, I never ruined any of my stencils, but I don't use anything but Amy Howard products. I use their etching products too. Yes, I saw that also. Barb, I could go crazy, you know, and as everybody knows, you might know me as Surface Anthology, but my shop is Chalk Mercantile. So I started adding, I like to add new products, you know, a little bit at a time and see how people like them. So that's one of the things. I definitely want to try the etching cream. So I assume it's a real etching cream, and how, again, you can make somebody go to Goodwill. There's always, you know, shelves of canning jars. And Barb, you could probably etch something right on that canning jar, right? Fill it up with hot chocolate. Make them a sign that's really quick. Marshmallows, and you know, what a great gift. Okay, Nell's asking, what is the dry time with that paste? Let's touch it and see. It still feels a little moist to me. So I would say, I bet you this is like 15, 20 minutes because it is like a paste. And this you could probably hurry along with a blow dryer. And by the way, I am just going to wax this. I'm going to wax it. I'm not going to do anything fancy. I did use the gel stain, you know, all around the edges, but I'm just going to throw some wax on it and then it's done. And Barb, so you're saying, I think Barb, you're talking about cutting up these, right, to get into little areas, because that's the other thing. Some of those stencils, like I can't wait to make some Christmas cards. I want to go out, and I always start at Goodwill, you guys. I'm really bad, but there's an area of our Goodwill where people just drop off old stationery, old printing paper. I have gotten some beyond printing paper, but I've gotten blank cards with envelopes there because nobody is really writing anymore. So I always seem to pick up some good paper too. And I want to make my own cards with there was a stencil I got that has snowflakes on it. I thought that would be beautiful. So Barb, I'll cut this up smaller for that. Danielle, isn't that a great idea? You give somebody, or if you're into those tiered trays, again, head to Goodwill first, because they used to call them tidbit trays. You can get one of those hobnail tidbit trays and fill it up with all kinds of goodies and, you know, hot chocolate making stuff, but you got to make them a sign because I just think it's the coolest. And Amanda's asking, would this stencil work with an all-in-one paint? Now, I'm not sure what you mean by an all-in-one paint, Amanda. When I ruined mine, and the reason I ruined it is that I just used a pure chalk paint. It didn't even have a built-in top coat or anything. I'm pretty sure it was Authentico. But I was taking my time, and as I was doing it, it was drying. And I think I did it during a live. I lifted off the stencil, and I just put it next to me. So then it was sitting around drying for an hour, and I brought it to my slop sink. I could not get all of the paint out of the mesh. So you can't let a paint dry in that. But one of you that have used this, let us know what other paints can you use. And I'm not sure what an all-in-one paint is. Hey, Sandy, how are you? Isn't it pretty? And I got to tell you guys, this was really, really easy. Even me and my inability to use that squeegee. Oh, Barb. Uh-oh. You know what? I can get those now. I should order them. I saw that they are releasing, Barb is saying, I saw that they are releasing new Christmas stencils on Monday. I better get those. Because I got overwhelmed. You guys, when you go onto these, you go onto like a wholesale site, and there's all these gorgeous stencils. I mean, Amy's they're stunning. And I'm like, what should I get? What should I get? And I got like a couple of holiday ones. Then I see the ones I love, like that Paris map. I was just drooling. So Barb, I'll go in and order a bunch of those. And Deborah's saying, Amazon used to have peppermint spoons. That would be perfect for a hot chocolate basket. Absolutely. My brother made them. You guys, he got like old plated silver teaspoons. This is how he is. And he actually made them. So yeah, I would buy them. And you know where, Deborah, I've seen them too, is at TJ Maxx and Marshall's. You can get those in like their little gourmet section. But yeah, how good would that be? Ooh, I love it. Yeah, and Shanna's saying that's one of my favorite spots at the thrift store. Absolutely. I've gotten really good stuff at the Goodwill. I know. And see, Sandy's saying, does it have to be the paste? I don't think it has to be the paste. And you know what? A bunch of you are in membership. So I'm going to dive deep, and I'll also come out during my live for everybody and let you know. You can use any paint you want. It's going to go through that stencil. For me, I got so freaked out about ruining that one stencil that I just am going to use the paste, because once I wax it, it's permanent. And when I used the stencil, I think it was this past Monday for a live, it just cleaned beautifully. I mean, it just all came out, and I was so freaked out. I don't want to ruin these stencils. And I see people using them over and over and over again. All right, and Amanda's saying Heirloom Traditions paint. Oh, I see. Has primer, paint, and top coat all in one. So, yeah, I don't know. The whole thing is you can't let it dry, Amanda, because it gets gummed up in the mesh. The mesh is so fine. It's a silkscreen mesh. That's exactly what it's like and what it is. So you could maybe do a little test on the corner of one and immediately put it in water and see how it goes. Barb, it is. Barb's laughing. Totally overwhelming. It is. I placed an order. Oh, God. I reordered a bunch of collage papers that are coming in. And there's a beautiful Christmas one there. And when you're ordering, I tend to try to sit down and do it all at once. And it is overwhelming. And, of course, I'm not Amazon, so I'm not worth trillions of dollars. So I'm like, what should I get? What are people going to like? So it can be totally overwhelming. And I will. Barb, I'm going to share my recipe for sure. Deborah, I know. Will you demo the Paris map? It's beautiful. I have to find, and I was going to do it, and part of today, part of my frenetic energy, I was in my garage. I have this wall of old doors and old pieces of wood, and that Paris map needs something amazing. So then I thought maybe I have an old piece of antique French linen canvas. It's 100% linen, and it's canvas like they would have used for sales or something. So I might do it like that. I might do the Paris map on like a really heavy canvas. So I have to figure out what I'm going to do, because yeah, Deborah, isn't it beautiful? And Barb is saying you have to quickly wash these stencils. Absolutely, because that was the death of the stencil that I had, is that I didn't do that. And Nell is saying too, I would like to see that also. Yeah, the Paris map is so beautiful. The other thing I wanted to do with the Paris map was make wrapping paper. Because if you get some nice big pieces of, craft paper and put that down, and there is, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure there's a metallic chalk art paste. And I'm like, oh, how gorgeous would that be? And it would be so inexpensive, really beautiful. Wouldn't it be beautiful, Barb? I know. I'm telling you. Watch, I'm gonna get that ink, and I also have like this big roll of linen for clothing. You're gonna see me like in an artist smock. I'm gonna make my own fabric. I'm gonna stencil out the Paris map on the linen. And I think you could set that ink, right? And then sew it up into a beautiful apron or something. Yeah, Shannon, absolutely. Shannon's saying, oh my God, on the brown paper, it would be so cool. Absolutely. And for somebody like me that likes to make my own stuff like that, even the bags, you guys, you get brown paper gift bags or just brown paper bags, and you put down the stencil. Oh my God, it would just be so beautiful. Absolutely. All right, you guys. Well, that's it today. We're all like gushing over these stencils, and I'm really glad I brought them in. I am going to get more because, Barb, thank you for sharing, because when I went to the wholesale site, it's like new, and it was all holiday. So I'll grab a bunch of those and get those in. And thanks you guys for watching. If you go over to chalkmercantile.com, go check out my shop. If there's something there that you're like, oh, Jane, you should check this out, or I love this, or whatever, or you should get this color, let me know, because I'll get that stuff in. Somebody bought today the Paris stencil with, it's called Curbside Shopper, and it's this beautiful kind of really hot pink. So they're gonna do the Paris stencil with the, I think with the pink, I'm sorry, not the ink, the pink chalk art. Danielle, you are so very welcome. Thank you for joining me today. And remember, scatter this video about if you think anybody would love to see it. Deborah's saying, oh my God, gold on brown paper, apps with forest green satin ribbon. Deborah, that is stunning. That would be absolutely stunning. And if you're like me and I got a gift with that paper, you know I saved that paper too. Nella's saying, this was great, really brightened my day. Oh, thank you so much for sharing your project and inspiration. Absolutely, Nell, and thank you for joining us. And Barb is saying, so happy I caught you live. I miss all you wonderful ladies. Absolutely, Barb. And I think when we do in our Surface Anthology membership, and everybody, that's going to be opening again soon. People have been asking. I got called to jury duty next week, which was when I was going to have my opening. So we'll see what happens. But I think when we have our Zoom call next time, Barb, if you cannot get in, message me and I won't silence my phone, and we're going to get you in, because it was really fun to see everybody's faces and to talk about ideas and dreams, you know, what we want to do and all that good stuff, techniques. All right, everybody, have a great Friday. I am going to go make a note to share my recipe. I'll probably send that out in an email too. So if you're not on my email list, when you go over to either surfaceanthology.com or chalkmercantile.com, just click that banner for the printable, you know, the project printable, and that will get you on my list. And then you can get my recipe. I'll also share it on my pages too. All right. Everybody have the most wonderful Friday. Have a great weekend and happy painting. I'll see you all